Hi everybody, so I'm back here with another action figure haul, and if you watched the last one that I did, I cut off in the middle of showing off this guy. This is the Ghostbusters his name's Scared something. Scared Up, I don't know. I can't remember. But I was in the middle of showing him off, and my camera decided to glitch out on me. So I figured I'd show him off before I jumped into this next haul video. Yeah, really happy to have this guy. I mentioned in the last video that I've never seen any of the Filmation Ghostbusters in person, so I am very happy to have found him. He's pretty rare. He's not very expensive, but rare doesn't always mean expensive. But yeah, very happy to have this guy. So anyway, I was also going to show in that video that I finally found a Mysterio. This is the whitehead version, but man, this is a really cool figure. I didn't think I was going to be able to find one of him. I've still not seen a second one. He is very hard to find, and I am glad I found him. He's very cool. I still will want to finish getting some more Spider-Man characters. I did finally find the Noir Spider-Man, but I ended up passing on him. I found all of these guys. I already had Gwenpool. But I passed on everyone else. Yeah, not my cup of tea, I guess, on all of those guys, even though I want to build Lizard. Also, while I was at Toys R Us, I'll just kind of show this real quick. I got this Star Wars poster. They were giving them away for free last time I was in Toys R Us, so I thought that was kind of cool. I got some figures here. I don't know where I'm going to start. I think we're going to start with some Transformers. So I don't see... I'm just going to jump into it and I'll blabber on as I show you stuff. So I found a bunch of Beast Wars figures, and in my area I just don't run across Beast Wars stuff very often. This is not a figure. This is the ass and stomach of Cheetor. These are his two guns. Mine was missing those, so got those to replace mine. And before we get into this too far, I did get a bunch of instruction books and some of these card backs. Some are for figures I bought, and some are for figures I already have. So, let's start here with the little guy. If I remember right, this guy's name was Razor Claw, something like that. I had him when I was a kid. I had a big bunch of these Beast Wars. And I was stupid and gave them away because I didn't think they were worth anything. Because back in those days, I used to check Wizard to see what prices of toys were. And Transformers were never in there. So I never... I was stupid and thought, well, if they're not in Wizard, they're obviously not worth anything. Yeah. I'm an idiot. I ended up giving them away to a buddy and his little brother. And he shot them all with BB guns. So, very disappointing from how many I had and the condition they're in. They're all almost complete. This is Transmetal Dinobot. He is very loose. So I might have to get a bunch of floor polish or whatever to try to tighten up those joints. So we'll see if that works. Actually, I probably won't. I'll probably put him in a box because I don't think that's one I'll keep out on display. But it was relatively cheap. I think I paid... $5 for him? $10? Something like that? Next up, let's go with this guy. This was another one I did have as a kid. I didn't have Dinobot there. I had the other Dinobot. This is Polar Claw, and he does have his little bat feature here, which transforms and becomes a flying bat. And I always thought that was cool. Go ahead and put this back on here. But yeah, I always like this figure. The robot mode looks kind of shitty, but I'll keep him in his polar bear mode. Next up, probably one of my favorites that I got. I never had this one. This is Scavenger. And man, let me get this guy to stand and we'll Of course, you stand until I have the camera turned on. But that is one really freaking cool figure. I never had him as a kid. Didn't even really... I've probably seen him on maybe like a card back or something. That should have been Inferno, his Transmetal mode, but instead they decided to call him Scavenger. I'm still looking for an Inferno. I had one as a kid and do not have one anymore. I think out of all the Beast Swords that I want next, Pterosaur and the Purple Megatron, I never had a Purple Megatron, are definitely on the top of my list. So maybe I'll run across those some point in time. Next up, this is one I did not have as a kid, but I always thought he was cool. He was just pretty pricey. Is Rampage. Man, that is a cool figure. He is huge. Look at the size of those claws. And it's about the size of the figure itself. When he's all transformed, he's a very big crab, and he looks really cool. Unfortunately, he's not complete. He is missing his missiles. I think Scavenger is, for the most part, complete. Polar Claw is, Dinobot, Razor Claw, I think they're all complete. And probably the best one I got, that I was pretty excited to have, is this guy, Scorponok. As many of you know that collect Beast Wars, this little bat guy, bee guy, is supposed to peg onto his claw, but like 99% of them out there, it doesn't actually peg in. So that's kind of disappointing. And I don't know any way to make it stay. Yeah. So I am happy to have him, though. He is a really cool figure. You can kind of see his head up there in his butt. He is missing his other two missiles too, which is kind of disappointing. But he's a pretty pricey figure. He usually runs around $50 complete, and I want to say I had to pay $20 for him in this condition. Maybe not quite that. I can't remember. I basically got all the Beast Wars figures for $70. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures for $70. So, yeah, it's a pretty good deal considering Rampage is usually a $20 figure. Well, he's more than that. In that condition, he's probably a $20 to $30 figure. Scavenger's probably a $20 to $30 figure. Polar Claw's probably in that $20 to $25 range. Scorponok should have been a $30 figure, and Razor Claw probably $7. So, not a huge score. And Dinobot, he's in such rough condition. He's probably a $5 figure, but with all the card backs and the extra Cheetor weapons, I'm still pretty happy to have them. I thought it was a good deal. Anyway, so the rest of the haul is going to be some Ninja Turtle toys. And I have been collecting Ninja Turtle toys for quite a while. And there are 5 of these figures I've never actually seen in person. Maybe 4. One of them I'm not 100% sure on if I've ever seen them in person. But anyway, unfortunately, none of them have their accessories. So this is Splinter, and I want to say this was from the Next Mutation line. It is a very good looking Splinter. That's a really good looking face sculpt. But the articulation's awful. Look at how weird this arm. He's like, karate chop. Oh, I don't know, just weird. The articulation's weird. I don't get the articulation. I'd much rather have better articulated joints in the arms than the legs, but just depends on the figure, I guess. Something like that, I just don't like the articulation. Anyway, that is not a rare Splinter. I said a couple of these are. He's not extremely rare. I never owned one of him, probably because I don't collect the Next Mutation line at all. He's the only one I think I have from that line. But once I get done with the... I'm trying to finish the vintage collection first, which by finish, I mean get all the ones I want. I don't care if I have every single one of them, but, you know, if I run across them, I run across them. Anyway. Next up. Wolfman Leo. Like I said, none of these guys have accessories. Maybe I'll run across them one day, but this is a cool figure. You don't run across him every day. Well, you don't run across a lot of these vintage Ninja Turtles every day, but and of course he doesn't stand, because none of these guys do. There. Oh, ain't that cute? Next up, we'll do this guy. I got one of the Troll Leos. I have a Troll Mikey. So now I've got him a little buddy. Yeah, just a little Troll Leo. The Troll Turtles don't pop up very often either. So the rest of these figures I'm going to show you are relatively rare. I've already got like 3 of these guys, so I wouldn't call him rare, but he is pretty sought after. This is the Toon Shredder. Like I said, I think I've got 2 or... This is the 3rd one. He's got all his little armor pieces on him too. He's missing his cape and all of his accessories, but he's still a pretty sought after figure. So I may end up getting rid of that one since I've already got 3 of him. And you're falling. Stay. We'll go with you. This is one I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen in person before. I know I've seen pictures of him, but I don't think I've ever actually seen him in person. So he's relatively, I'm not sure about rare, but uncommon. We'll say uncommon. You don't see him very often. This was my first opportunity to actually buy one. I feel like I've seen one of him carded, and it was like they were wanting like $100 or something for him. So obviously I passed on that. But that's a cool figure. He just recently got a bath because he was just filthy. Next up, this guy's pretty rare, is the Farmer Mike. He was released with a tractor. I've never actually seen him in person. And like I said, for me to be collecting toys this long and not see one of these turtles in person, I feel like it makes it pretty rare. I mean, I've got a Scratch, and you can look up Scratch all day long and find him on eBay. And you possibly could on this one. I didn't, truth be told, I didn't actually look this guy up. But like I said, you don't see him very often. Let's go with this one. This is Super Mutant Raphael. This was one of the ones, like several of these, it was released towards the end of the line. And it's more of an anime superhero-inspired Ninja Turtle. Yeah, I've never seen any of this set in person. I do have the Super Mutant Bebop and Rocksteady, but I've never seen this guy in person. So, yeah, he's really pretty cool. I might end up trying to find the rest. I'll probably try to find the rest of these if I ever do. Instead of having 2 toes, he's got 3 down here. Just odd. But yeah, I would say he's probably borderline rare. Because, like I said, I've never seen him. Anyway, the next 2 figures are probably the rarest that I found. This is Deep Sea Diving Leo. Unfortunately, he is missing all his accessories, like every single one of these. Would have been nice if at least a couple of them came with some parts, but it'll be next to impossible to find the parts for these guys. But nevertheless, I'm very happy to have them, even in this condition, because they are extremely hard to find. I've never seen this guy anywhere. I want to say there was 2 or 3 that I've seen on eBay, and when you consider that there's 2 or 3 of these guys on eBay, but Scratch, you can probably find 5 or 6. And it's probably one of those things where people don't realize that these guys are rare. And it's not they're rare, expensive. They're not extremely sought after. But they are hard to find. Very hard to find. Like I said, I've never seen half of those turtles in here, especially this one. I've never seen in person. And this one is probably one of the rarer ones. These both came in the same wave. It was the Adventures wave, and I think there was these 2 and a Michelangelo that was released. This one, I only found 1 on eBay, sold or selling. and it was pretty pricey figure. Still nowhere the cost of Scratch or the Shogun Show 8 or Shogun Triceraton, which I've never seen Shogun or Triceraton in person either, so those guys are deservedly rare. But yeah, as far as the actual turtle figures go, I've never seen this guy in person, and he's relatively clean. Yeah, very happy to have him. I paid $30 for all the Ninja Turtles. So that's, to me, that's kind of a steal, just because the Toon Shredder can bring $20 by himself, and I don't really know what these guys would go for, because I couldn't find any in similar condition that had been sold or are selling. So I really don't know the value on these two guys. I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know. I would think, without all his weapons, I would think he's $20, and I would think he's probably closer to 30 or 40. Even though as rare as they are, they just do not command a ton of money, just because, probably because people at this point had gotten sick of turtles, and even me, I don't care too much about all these turtle variants. But when you find a good deal, you know, I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, what was it, 8 figures there? Yeah, 8 figures for $30. I just really couldn't pass that up. It was just kind of too good of a deal. But yeah, that is the end of my haul video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm working on doing some other Ninja Turtle videos, so if you like these Ninja Turtles, you know, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Sorry if I wasn't as much fun as I normally am on these things. It's kind of warm in this office, and I'm tired. It's really, really late. But I wanted to get this kind of filmed to get these turtles put away, and yeah. So thank you very much for sticking around and watching, and hope you guys have a good day and happy hunting. Leave me some comments. Mataka Mouse, you left me a comment that got hidden in my comments because it came up likely spam because you put a web address in there. But I found the comment. I am going to click on it and watch your video right after I get done with this. But anyone else, if you leave a comment, leave 2. Leave one that has, hey, I'm leaving a link for you to watch, and the other one that has the link, so I at least know to check my spam messages to see if it's in there. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and happy hunting. Bye bye.